he was in studio a bunch with us during the World Cup. Said you guys have developed a relationship, the Tower Bridge dinner and all that. You talk. What's your relationship like with Mark?
Yeah, we're just getting to know one another. We talk on the phone, exchange texts, exchange ideas. It's a great opportunity for him to come and watch us practice, and I'll do the same once they get started whenever I have some free time. But in today's world, as everybody knows, you got to keep trying to evolve, and that doesn't necessarily mean evolve with a narrow mind and just trying to do what you do, but also step outside the box a little bit, because you can pick up an idea or two from somebody else, whether it's another sport or a different position or something like that, and so that's why he's here. And then on top of it, it can reaffirm sometimes some of the messaging that you're giving your group, to hear somebody else in a completely different sport messaging the same way, or practicing the same way, or talking about the same things. And I'll give you one example, which was unique about it is when I walked over to him and we started talking, he said it was interesting to hear us talking about protecting the paint or shrinking to protect the paint, because he speaks that same language with his team. You got to protect the middle of the field. I said floor, so I'm thinking middle of the field, and then build out. And so it just again reaffirms to him that his messaging is not foreign with other leagues. It's the same across the board. There may be some verbiage that's different, but other than that, we're all trying to preach the same thing.
Are you a soccer guy? Did you watch their run throughout the U.S. Open Cup and into the USL playoffs?
Yeah, I followed them. I tried to get over there. I didn't get a chance to get over there, but I followed them. And I talked to Mark throughout the way, and not giving him any advice because I don't know anything about soccer. But as you can tell, because I'm calling it soccer. But no, it was a great, fantastic run by those guys. I wish them nothing but the best, and hopefully we'll be able to get out there and support them a little bit better this year than what we did last year.
Mike, when you look at this stretch of games, I know you like to look at it one game at a time, but it's a chance to get right at home. It's a chance against teams that are under 500. Just how important is this stretch here building up to the All-Star break?
Yeah, it's important, but I would caution everybody not to just look at the opponents and say, oh, you guys are supposed to win, or you're supposed to go 10-2 or whatever it is, because I don't. It's just me. I'm not saying it's right, but I don't really like that mindset. Hey, let's go win because it's our next game. Let's go win, especially because we want to protect home court. So those two things are more important. Now, if you want to continue to get further in the weeds, this team may not have a great record, but I've said it before, and I'm not great with words, but parity, is that right? Parity, what you're talking about? The parity in the whole league, in my opinion, is absolutely insane. This is the craziest that I've ever seen it. And I go back, and the first thing that pops into mind right away is Orlando back-to-back versus Boston not too long ago. And I guarantee everybody said, hey, Boston's got to beat these guys. Okay, they lose the first one. Oh, that was a fluke. Boston's going to crush them the second. Okay, well, they beat them twice in a row, because if you don't lace your shoes up and lock into whoever your next opponent is, no matter what their record is, it's going to be a dogfight, and you can end up losing the game. So I'm more interested, than, hey, let's get this next one because it's our next one. Not only that, we're at home. Okay, we're at home. So let's utilize what we've been getting from our fans here in Sacramento and take that extra energy that they're giving us to win a ball game. And so last night was disappointing from that standpoint, that our fans showed up, but we didn't quite show up like we should have throughout the ball game. And that's what's disappointing to me. Hopefully we could do better this next game. And the Lakers don't have a good record, but we all know as of late, their team's turned it on, and LeBron is playing out of his mind, and so it's going to be a dogfight. But at the end of the day, again, it's about the next team and especially what they've done lately, in the way they're playing lately, and not necessarily the overall record, and taking care of our home.
After going back and looking at the film and seeing that there was also a clean last 2-minute report, I mean, anything stand out in that game that bothers you the most?
Well, one of the things that we talked about before practice, and even watched on film, is how we're not doing a great job protecting the paint. We have to do a better job protecting the paint. Right now we're 29th in the NBA in opponents' points in the paint. That's not good enough, and teams know it coming in. They know that we're not doing a good job there, and because of that, we're 24th overall defensively. So we have to do a better job of protecting the paint and not allowing teams to score as easily as they are scoring at times. And if we could do that and continue to fight, give the multiple effort to contest the three-point line after we take care of the paint, and so be it. And so, sometimes there are those nights where you may lose because the team gets hot from the three, but you don't ever want to walk away from a game saying we lost because the team scored 72 points in the paint. That right there to me is not good. And some people may say, well, you're not playing a 7-footer, you're playing it don't. I've been in the league 31 years, and I don't say this much, and I know I may get killed for saying it, talking about my days in Golden State, but I don't think we had a player over 6'9" or 6'10", and Looney was our biggest guy. And I can jump higher. Loon, I love you, but I can jump higher than Loon can. What they understood was they did their work early. They knew their assignments on the backside before the ball started getting dribbled to the rim, and they went vertical at the right time or took a charge at the right time. So they're not going to get beat in the paint. You may get hot from that three-point line and hit some threes, but they're going to protect that basket. Even if Loon's your center at 6'9", 6'10", and jumps as high, or Draymond's your center at 6, he going to kill me too, at 6'5", 6'6", They can do it, we can do it.
So how do you feel like where do you feel like you guys are at in that process, and do you believe that you have guys on this roster who can do it, or is it?
100%, I believe we can do it. No doubt in my mind that we could, because we've done it in spurts. And now at this point in the year, I think I said it maybe a couple games ago, it's about trying to be consistent with what we do. So we can't do it for a game or two and then think that our offense is going to turn on. And it's fun. I enjoy when guys are hitting threes and the ball's moving on. It's pretty. But we ain't going to make shots all the time. And so anybody out there that thinks that we're going to beat teams just because we can score, because our offense is dynamic, or however you want to call it, it's fool's gold. And you don't know basketball if you think that that's how we're going to last and win at a high level. Because, again, we're not here just to have a good regular season. And if you can't defend, we're going to have fun, we're going to light the beam and all that stuff, but it's going to be short-lived after regular season. Trust me.
Along those same lines, in terms of KZ and sort of getting him involved, given what he offers you defensively, what's the balance you need to strike between getting him on the floor because he's a good defensive player, but also you might be losing something on the offensive side?
Well, great question. And the times that I've done it, I don't feel like we've lost anything offensively, because I didn't play him last night. I think I played him in the 3 or 4 games before that. And I don't know this, but I'm guessing, to me, I don't think our offense struggled just because I played him, Sure. But again, that's the perception that most people have because analytically, maybe his numbers aren't great for the scrub minutes that he's played, in the league, because he hadn't played a lot of meaningful minutes. And even with us this year, I feel bad for those guys because at times, I've had Deli, KZ, Alex, Rashawn, and then maybe a guy like Mezzi or something like that. The balance is not there. And so it's unfair to utilize those minutes and judge anybody offensively, especially with the production that those guys are getting when they're out on the floor. So, it's a job that I have to continue to take on and find the right balance and try to get him out on the floor because he can do some things for us defensively that not many others can.
With spacing being one of your offensive staples, how crucial has Kevin's ability to not only hit that shot, but just constantly be moving off ball been for you guys?
No, it's huge, and when we were able to bring Kevin here, right away, you knew that at worst, if he's out on the floor, he's gonna have to be guarded. So it's gonna create opportunities for Fox and for Domas because of the space that they're gonna have to operate. And even a guy like HB, now, like you said, to see him be able to move without the ball and create opportunities because of his movement out the ball has been an added bonus. But it's an added bonus because everybody else is spacing the floor the right way. Because there are times where he may come off that DHO 3-4 times, and if you start creeping in now, when he does come off and he's trying to get downhill and Domas is rolling, the pocket pass isn't going to be there. His little push shot's not going to be there because our guys got a little impatient. They're starting to crowd the floor. And one guy on the backside, one guy can guard two a little easier. So he's helped us out in a lot of different ways with our spacing just because of his ability to shoot, but more importantly because of his ability to move and create the separation without the ball and creating a lot of guys coming in to help out, and the rest of our guys are spaced so they can get either a spray three from Domas rolling or sometimes a kick out from him getting downhill.